Thinking, what is going on? How have we ended up here? We've given the viewers what they want, something exciting, something to try and hype up this match of the week. And it hasn't come to full effect. Either way, though, it's going to be an exciting one at that. Grand Zero currently leading this series 1-0. They'll be hoping to close this one out with a bang as well and justify that they are back. They've taken down one of the hottest rivals for the split, and they are back in contention. This would, in fact, tie them a 2-0 with the same amount of points as Bliss. So there's a lot on the line here.
Yeah, Benvi looking to get a ward on the Raptors perhaps, but it is very dangerous into Ashe, one of the best level 1 champions with lethal tempo and the AoE slow. And yeah, Ground Zero, a little bit scary here. I wouldn't be doing this as a perma slow on Ashe.
Yeah, look at that. Benvi down at 50% already.
He's dead.
Flash from Violet. He's just going to run him down and say you're completely slowed. Where do you go? You burnt Flash, you burnt heal, laning already sucks, and now you've No. Yes. Holy. For a second there, Fido. For a second. I thought he was going to walk away.
Nah, that's an unforgivable mistake. I mean, just loading into the game, you see Ashe on the enemy team, you just don't go in there. Like, if you make one misstep, you walk too close to her. She just, like you saw, she spaces perfectly. It's Violet. Of course he's going to space it out perfectly. He's going to hit you. Then when you try to hit him, he'll walk away, and then he'll walk back in and hit you, and you're getting really frustrated, you know? So yeah, great job from Team Bliss. And Lemus 1v2, dropping XP in this lane. We said that in an even lane, this is already winning for Lulu Ashe, but now this is a first blood Ashe with XP lead and complete wave control.
Yeah, which really makes things completely shaken up as a result. You know already how much of a disaster it could be. And
that's nice.
That is nice. Same in the bot lane, because look what Bliss are doing here.
Well, I mean, I guess when you think about range versus melee mid as well, right? You're thinking the range champ should win. And it might be the case for Corki Yone, but it's definitely not the case for Corki Yasuo, because Yasuo's got that shield, which is effective health, right? Constantly regenning, constantly giving him health regen, because when he goes for the trade, he loses nothing with the shield. And once he gets that wind wall, level 3 is when the danger comes in, because all of Corki's abilities, every single spell except for his E, gets blocked.
Well, that's a really good point. You mentioned the wind wall, and just thinking about it now we've had a bit of a longer time to consider these compositions. I suppose that really is their only lifeline into this Renata ultimate, right? Is the wind wall goes up, you pray that it finds infinite value, much like this Poppy did with their denial of mobility and knockbacks.
Well, it absolutely does, Gimme. It does have infinite value because it blocks both. They have 2 damage threats. They have Corki, Aphelios. The wind wall blocks Corki ult, it blocks Corki Q, it blocks Aphelios ult, it blocks Aphelios autos. But most importantly, the wind wall blocks Poppy Hammer, right? You can actually block somebody getting knocked out. You can also block Maokai ult. We've got a dive coming in.
He's going to do a dive as he gets knocked up. Harry just tanks 2 autos and says it really is as easy as that, boys. And I couldn't really ask for a better start here for Bliss, right? They've got the early invade. They've got all this pressure in bot lane, and now their mid jungle has come online.
Yeah, and that's just great positioning from Why Not, right? Just right place, right time. Might be the case of that again.
Certainly could be, as Lemus is going to flash. What a good... Oh, and he's dodged the Crescent as well. Lemus, you mad lads. He's outplayed his former teammates.
Yeah, that was a little bit poor from Why Not. Don't do that, mate. It's all good. Just let it go. A bit of compensation there, and yeah, that's not the best from Why Not at the end there, right? Because he gets so low, so it should be quite obvious that he has to base soon for Shermfire, giving him a little bit of agency, feeling more free on the map, knowing that Diana's resources are low. But yeah, I'm not sure if we'll look at the replay, but as a Diana player myself, really there, you just have to flash Q, and if he flashes your Q, you just eat a follow, and you'll be sweet.
You've lost to the moon shape, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're no longer a fan of nighttime. You much prefer the sun.
Exactly right, Skimmy. And yeah, I think a little bit of a missed opportunity, but at the end of the day, you know, no harm, no foul, no gold, really given up for that play. And look at how aggressive Harry is, just because he knows that even if the Maokai ganks him, he just slaps down the wind wall and takes no damage 1v2. It's already gotten to that stage. You know, we were saying Yone is comfortable in the 1v2. That was a 2 items, that was a 1.5 items. You know, level 11 Skimmy. Harry's already 1v2ing at level 5.
Well, exactly right. I mean, with a minion wave there, he's in your face taunting you, saying, I can dash all over the show. You wouldn't dare try and make something happen. I'll tell you what, if Harry wins this one, he's gone for the full solo queue demon time, hasn't he? From Yone to Yasuo on stage.
Oh, bad timing. Really bad timing for Shermfire there. Not sure who got it, but It looks like Why Not did, just very unlucky for Shenfai. I mean, Why Not could see the camp before he was spotted himself. No flash.
He doesn't have any flash because he burnt a price. He's going to get punished. Even if he does steal that camp, is it going to really be worth? That's the question right now. The polymorph comes out. Shenfai receives that summoner heal, and the bailout has to be flashed away from because Harry was in trouble, so that times out, and Violet gets kill number 2.
Yeah, this is the kind of skirmish that you want to see, and there we just had Why Not dying before anybody was even close. So that was a 3v4, and Team Blue still walk away with a kill back, and that's just the strength of this lethal tempo Yasuo in those skirmishes, right? He just stacks it up, gets multiple shields in one fight, and yeah, he's an absolute menace when it comes to those jungle fights.
Certainly is. You can see him there stepping up to the wave ever so cautiously, but knowing that those shields will be available. So we look at bot lane instead, and somehow, some way, Scott is dead. But Violet is so low that he's not going to try and take on 2 at once. So he gets 1. Times out that bailout again, and Benvi realizes that I could be the second one on the chopping block, so disengages as well.
Yeah, Skimmy. I think because he has that big bounty, you can see in the bottom left, he was a little bit afraid to go for Benvi, but no flash on Benvi there. If he was confident that the bailout wasn't going to proc, he could just keep ignoring Limas and walking towards Benvi there, getting the double kill, but decides to play it safe. A very favorable 1-for-1, right? Trading your support for the AD carries is a good time to do. Let's see what happens here. Scott maybe steps up a little bit too far.
Has to be a Graviton. Yeah, Graviton handshake.
Nah, I think Scott really played that fine. It's just he knows that if, in order to kill him, they have to flash forward, and if they flash forward, then that's just a freebie for Violet there with the amount of health that he has, and Scott's more than happy with that trade. I think that was a calculated bait in his mind. So yeah, the bottom lane of Ground Zero couldn't be asking for more this game.
No, certainly when it's allowed Violet to preserve both of his summoners, continue to have this bounty accrue, and ultimately try and get a really strong laning phase. That means he's not having to deal with a 10-kill AD carry opponent this time around, right? So the Ashe is online.
Oh, it is online, and it's got a red buff, Skimmy, and there's no flash on Lima, so if one auto attack hits him, he's just dead. He's just going to get chased down, run down. Oh, the red buff actually ends up timing out, which is a little bit of a saving grace, but still just such a big lead. Noonquiver boots into Dagger longside. If you look at the total gold spent, it must be like 1.5k lead for Lima, something crazy like that, and for Violet, I mean, and Shenfai just quietly trying to get his level 6. I think that's when we see Ground Zero trying to make some progress in this game. Once the Maokai ult comes out, we do still have no flash on the Yasuo. Perhaps he might look mid for a play to punish.
It's only as a consideration because you can see Harry still continues to step up. Once again, going in aggressively, has no flashes, just burnt the wind will knock out.
Oh my god!
Last breath, take him down. He's just at a range of the Q, which may have been lethal. But it's not to be. It's Kisei actually does still fall on down. Both junglers getting involved and both picking up the kill.
Yeah, but this is the consistent theme in this game. We've got the jungler dying and the mid profiting. We've got the support dying and the AD profiting. The ult hits. Should be okay. Yeah, very dangerous there. A little bit. I think he thought that he had a few more minions there, but maybe the Maokai Q actually knocked him out of the tower and forced him to take a few turret shots. The ult.
Oh, he's trying to Crystal Arrow right underneath the tower. Oh, just at range as Limas from getting taken down. Flash for flash. Dodge the auto attack range, lose vision for a second, and now figure out how do we do this underneath the tower. Scott says, I'll sacrifice heal and a shield, and it's just barely enough.
Yeah, look, for a role swap player, I had a lot of questions coming in about Scott, but that's just, cold-blooded gameplay, just confidence. He's one tower shot away from dying, 10 HP left to survive, and he still goes for the dive. Very confident, very calm, not using any summoners. He had the flash heal there, Skimmy, but just calculated it to the single digit.
Look, I think we asked about it for game 1. Did Violet predict it? Did he calculate it? We see it in game number 2. This bot lane, they're just math majors.
Yeah, absolutely are, and surprised that Limas doesn't die here. Very unlucky for Violet. I think if instead of auto-attacking the Renata there and running out to drop the Tower Aggro, he went for the Aphelios. Could have been a double kill, but still, look at this wave, Skimmy. That's almost a double wave there and an extra one that's denied. 70 to 34 CS. You would think this was a bug in pro play, but unfortunately this is just the reality of the bot lane we live in.
This does feel like a bit of a Violet masterclass right now. You've awoken the beast. He's angry from game 1. How he went so pear-shaped against them, but he's found a way back in. And it's good to see, because I was curious to sort of see what build would come out from this Ashe. Would it be, say, the on-hit with the Rage Blade, Wit's End, and so on, or we're going to get the more, Trinity Force, Cracker Slayer variation, which seems to be where we're headed. And by that point, I mean, yeah, the ability to shred down these tanks is going to be second to none.
Deja vu, why not coming for this Gromp invade again? Last time didn't work out for him that well. The Steeper goes differently this time. There's no Dragon to play for, really, just the Void Grub's up and available. So Team Bliss, understandably, do want to play around their Ashe. She is the strongest member of the team right now, but seeing as Why Not is able to cancel the recall here, be absolutely annoying. Should just be a free Void Grubs going over to Team Bliss.
Seems to be. With 3 to name already, they'll be pretty happy to get this one as a freebie. And why not? I mean, at this point,
why not?
Pun included. Why not? Would you not want to do that? Ground Zero just have nothing really to answer back with, right? In terms of a trade, look at a lane where they got priority. It does not exist. So much like Bliss in game 1, they just have to watch it.
Absolutely skimmy. Oh, looks like they're not watching.
Well, they were watching for a second, and then they said, you know what, actually, let's go in and see what happens, because they've actually found nothing at this stage, unless Kisei can salvage something with the package.
Oh.
He'll take down Why Not? Can he find much more than that? No, because Schönfei's really disengaged away. The sapling across the wall, but Kisei takes down Harry, but no! One final dash, an empowered Q, and that's lights out for the Poppy.
Harry's just so good, Skimmy. We'll look at it in the replay, but just such a smart player. He's thinking 2-3 steps in advance there. The Maokai insta-flashes the wall, and Harry has flash, but he doesn't follow him because he just understands that if he kills Corki, it's a better kill. It's a higher value kill. He denies TS. And we see the engage coming out from Ground Zero. They've got the package advantage, but it's just this Yasuo and skirmish. This Q from Harry is just beautiful because otherwise he can't get to the Maokai. There's a package in the way, but he forces the Maokai flash, saves his own flash, doesn't greed for the jungle kill and give up his Aatrox's life, gets the Kisei kill, and yeah, just a huge win for Team Bliss again.
It certainly is. And as we come out of the replay, they continue their dominance. Tim's going to pop his head in one more time, say hello, but he's realized that everything's gone by this point. He's going to do a lot of damage considering the build. Not very commonly do you see a Poppy go for the Thunder Sky, but that's a power spike. That means it's a charge, and it is potentially lethal. And Harry, I think, has only just discovered that, hey, this Poppy does hurt. He's forced to flash away. Tien's on the hunt, and he gets his first kill of the game.
Yeah, it's crazy. The Sundered Sky build, I was scratching my head game 1, but he just does so much damage. It feels like he just does the E auto attack combo and he half health someone with this build, and he's still just this tanky, gives him a little bit of sustain. So yeah, Poppy Power Spike coming in, salvaging a little bit for Ground Zero, you know, that's 1k gold, cord back, still a 3k lead, but baby steps to victory.
It certainly is baby steps, because you've still got to take into consideration that this bot lane is an absolute nightmare. This Ashe won't have any mobility, and nor will Why Not, as he gets caught out in the mid lane. Kisei very low as a juicy bait target, but unable to capitalize even with the Moonfall.
Yeah, it feels a little bit random what's happening on the map, Skimmy. Like, there's nothing to play for some reason. Why Not just tries to punish, you know, Kisei for greeting his base. We talked about it. Kisei loves greeting his bases. He loves staying for one extra wave, and he probably shouldn't. But it works out for him because he's just so sharp mechanically. So sometimes you just got to let him do it. Don't try to challenge him in that. Don't try to 50-50 it. Just let him greed and do your own thing. You've got heaps of camps up as Diana, right? There's no reason to take the risk there. You can just continue doing your own farm, prioritize gold on yourself. You're in a winning position. Make sure that you've spent your gold before the next objective, which is the Rift Herald that we see spawning now. Absolutely.
And speaking of those item spike objectives, then Blade of the Rune King is just being completed now by Harry. You can see the Cracker Slayers there from Violet. So no surprises, Bliss are incredibly strong, but it has been an easier game for Why Not to try and navigate, right? He can be an aggressive carry style jungler. He's got no real fear of being invaded. All the lanes have been working in their favor. And you can just look from top to bottom, and there are advantages across the board, even despite Harry falling down prior to Kisei there. Speak of, those two will be involved in claiming this one. And I think for me, I'm actually quite curious to see where they decide to use this one, because you'd imagine that bot lane tower is going to fall on its own. So is it as simple as saying mid lane is the go-to, or would they even open an invitation for bio top?
I could go any which way, Skimmy. All of these towers are fairly low. I'd say the mid lane one is the hardest to get with this Rift Herald. The thing we have to also remember is that Rift Herald has to kill the tower with its charge to get a reset now, right? So you probably want to go for one of the low HP towers and then threaten the tier 2 as well. I think the biggest concern for me is, here we go, Harry fighting.
Oh, why not use that moment to try and jump into the fight as a result, instantly flashing across that Nature's Advance. Oh no, it's not enough. Schönfire managed to get it. He's burnt him down, and the saplings have been there. And now it's a roaming Aphelios. It's Aphelios jungle.
What?
He rocks up the top lane, chops an ult, and says, "That's me."
Oh, this is the Lima. This is what happens in my Solica games when Limas gets sick of his support play. He just sends it to another lane. You know what I'm saying? It's good. Schönfire in trouble.
Schönfire is in trouble. He has flashed in about 5 seconds. It's at 5 seconds. Too late. It is.
Oh.
He burnt it as soon as it came off cooldown, but it didn't prevent death from knocking.
Yeah, I think it's definitely better to save your flash there on Schönfire, right? Because if you die there, you know, if you survive there on 1 HP, you're still not really in a position to do anything. You're still going to base. And this flash is just so crucial for them to get on this massive Ashe. 700 gold bounty, that could have been a very high value summoner spell, but, you know, panics a little bit, tries to get away, tries to preserve his own life. All in vain though, Skimmy.
Certainly was, and unfortunately for them, it just continues to fuel the fire, which is incredibly strong Team Bliss members. This was a comp that we said had to snowball. Very, very hard for them to get themselves back into this game if they were from behind, especially if Ground Zero were able to assert themselves a strong position in the river.
Oh.
And goes the arrow. Thumbs up from Limas. I'm sure that's what we're all feeling right now. Good effort, good try, but not to be successful.
Yeah, look, a little bit of at least a smile on Limas' face from that one. Something going their way. It felt like this game as the Aphelios has been quite depressing for him, and really all Team Bliss need to do is tell Why Not that he is not the main character. Why Not just needs to chill back and let his teammates start the fight. Let his teammates do the work. Do nothing. Your teammates are winning every single lane. Or your job is just to grab every single objective on the map and keep up on the farm. That's it.
Be a passenger, keep farming, grab those objectives, make us stronger. Seemingly the sort of takeaway from that one, as we do see some split pushing occurring. Harry, at the moment, working his magic in the top lane. Out goes the package, merely just to try and trim their way. But I think Kisse instant regrets as he runs right back to the tower and just is about to die. The volley's not enough, the shielding. As well as the summoner heal coming out in the nick of time. And then Bio actually just walks in and steals the dragon. He's stolen the dragon. Now, in their face with the World Ender active, is saying, "I'll take you both on."
Wait, how is that possible, Skimmy? There is a double execute on Maokai. There's the Q execute, and then there's also the Smite execute. And a lonely Aatrox with one item has stolen that dragon. Love to see what exactly happened there. There's no Poppy Hammer, no real easy way to knock Schönfire out, so I'm not sure what could have caused it outside of just a bad Smite, I guess.
It can't get any worse than that, though, can it, Fatu? You're losing in a 4v5 again. I mean, this seems to be a bit of a Bliss special. They just win without the numbers. Harry's taking a tower top lane, and then you're just sneaking a dragon away?
What? How's this possible? What's going on? This seems completely secure. Thean is also convinced that this is secure, and then Biopanther just goes in and... Oh, he smited the Aatrox! Oh my god. That is hilarious. Yeah, look, that's happened to me many times on jungle as well. What you got to do, right, is you got to zoom your screen in a little bit with the middle mouse button, and then it's going to be easier to not misclick on the champion. But that's definitely happened in the past. Very unfortunate there for Schönfire. Hilarious for us, but very, very sad for him.
Rose on the tech are standing on a ward and saying, "Good luck clearing this one. It's not going to happen. It's just not possible." That really is, worst case scenario. And you get exposed on a stage game, right? It's definitely not a good feeling, but ultimately for Bliss, they'll be thinking, well, 5k gold. This has been the perfect game from start to finish. This is the early game we try and strive for.
Yeah, but we can't count Ground Zero out because we do still have this Poppy, right? Poppy's having a good game, and Poppy does counter basically every champion here except for Ashe. And unfortunately, Ashe is the most fed champion, so it might not matter in the end, but there's always a way back in. It just needs to be a good Poppy Hammer, knock out a person from Team Bliss, and start a 45.
Let's see if it starts now as they look to try and jump in. Schönfire goes in with that twist advance, cops an Ashe ult to the face as a result of that one. And the hostile takeover really leaving a lot left to be desired there. Not much to be found from it, and it's just allowed Team Bliss to stay healthy. Why not jumps in with the three-man move forward, but it does no damage. In comes Bio, ultimate active. He says it's my time now to try and be the raid boss, to laser beam these people down. But even he is feeling the pressure of being surrounded by so many strong members that he's forced to flash too.
Yeah, Why Not just keeps thinking that he's fed because he sees the gold bounties on his screen, but he is the weakest member of his team right now. He's level 10. Everybody else is level 13 in terms of the solo laners. He's maybe even weaker than the Maokai, right? Because he's building full damage items. His Seeker's arm guard is broken. So he needs to be really careful. Like I said, second engage, Harry.
Harry needs to be even more careful right now as he flashes away, bringing Schönfire on a massive journey through to that mid-tier 1. Enough to try and stay alive though as he limps away with the rest of his team. Ready to offer a little bit of assistance. Tien charging up the hammer, decides to cancel it in the end as they are out of range, but Bliss are keeping them in the mid lane for the meantime. They've got Biopen for split pushing bot lane. He's got a TP if called upon, but they're just keeping Ground Zero always forced to respond to these waves.
Was that a poppy mechanic that I'm not aware of? Skimmy, if you press base, it cancels your ultimate, maybe like Ryze does? Because it looked like he was charging the ult, and then it takes a little while to cancel it, but he pressed recall and it just immediately cancelled it, so that could have been a nice play there. Corki stunned.
Certainly could be out. Yeah, Kiste very lucky to be alive there. Super low, but not enough from Biopen to offer any kind of execution from that Ashe ult. With this second chance to try and prevent this wave from falling on down. Does put a bit of a span on the works here for Bliss to try and open up the siege, but Schönfire jumps in. Bramble smashes him back, stunned up against the wall from the Poppy, but Tien realizes that's not the play, and that's not the target. And Bliss finally get rewarded for all their pressure.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's happening there. Schönfire kind of walked back in when Kiste's 1 HP. Nothing was ever going to happen there, right? And then Tien walked back in to help Schönfire, who walked back in. So it's just a comedy of errors, you know, like it's compensation of one player trying to help the other player out, and in the end, they lose as a team.
What do I say? You win together, you lose together. That seems to be the mantra right now, but they're not giving up, and that's the best part about this one. Out goes the sapling. There is the vision. There is the ultimate. Lock them down and see if we can get anything accomplished with this one. But Schönfire is going down so quickly. He's getting zoned by Biopen single-handedly. He's keeping him disinterested. The Baron's gone this time, secured by Why Not. No Poppy shenanigans this time. In with the flash moonfall. Ult onto the Corki in the backline. Moonlight Vigil is not enough. The sniper with the chakrams attached, all getting denied by a single Lulu shield. And how did nobody die?
Skimmy, I don't think I've ever seen a level 10 Lulu shield, a shield for more than an Aphelios Assault. But that's the place that Lemus is in right now. He's very poor, no damage. So this Baron gets started. Schönfire, good ultimate, but he just needs to ignore this Aatrox. He wants to get out of the chains. Doesn't proc his phase rush. I think that's the biggest thing here, Skimmy, is if Schönfire procced his phase rush, he could have gotten to that Baron, but not meant to be. Still a good fight. A great ultimate from Benvi there, hitting everybody, buying time, and a perfect flash from Lemus as well. Doesn't get tagged by the Moonlight Vigil. But yeah, just fizzles out into nothing. No kills found. Baron to Team Bliss.
Certainly is. Even harder now to try and take down Violet with the Summoner Cleanse as well as Mikhail's Crucible. How do you lock this Ashe down? They just run you down like this. I've got vision, I've got a target, and I've found a kill. Bot lane now the focus. Another dragon being picked up, and I mean, really, a comprehensive victory in the making here for Bliss, and it feels like time is ticking and answers are starting to run out here for Ground Zero.
Yep, they've picked winning lanes, and they've won their lanes, Skimmy. And Violet in a little bit of trouble.
Enough to force out the instant flash away to safety, receives the wild growth from Scott, and then turns around and becomes godlike. If you can get 10 kills, Lemus, then so can I. That's kill number 7, soon to be 8 as he receives the shield. But in comes Kiste with an absolute crazy package and burns the bot lane alive.
That was crazy. He just went in 1v4, 1v3 there, Skimmy, and he picks up 2 kills, and Why Not might be next on the chopping block. No flash for him. Schönfire cutting him off. Kiste, one more rocket will do it. Doesn't feel comfortable. But yeah, I mean, that's so much gold in Kise's pockets. That's going to be the 3rd item completed. Malignant for the Corki. We'll see what else he gets on base. And look, they did lose. They did lose some structures there, but that's probably the best case scenario for Ground Zero, putting 2 kills worth of gold in the main carry's pockets. Tien starts the fight, but the only damage threat is Lemus, who's got 1 item. He just tickles, and Violet turns around, laughs it off, feels confident. It's a perfect play from Team Bliss, but they just need to let this guy go. It's all good. He's worth no gold. He's useless, but they overcommit for that one little auto attack is what cost Violet his 1,000 gold bounty and a teammate's life.
It certainly did. As you say, Malignant's picked up then as a result of this one. And Kiste believes that this game is by far not over. There is more left in the tank. Goes the Ashe shot again, straight through the mid lane. But it splits apart the sea, and nothing is to be found on the other end of this one. But look, still a monumental divide between these teams in terms of gold. 8k is the difference to Bliss. They can really take as much time as they want. For this one, they've got a soul point to look forward to. A bit of siege with 6 stacks to acquire. If they can get inhibitor, I mean, the dances around these objectives become basically infinite.
Yeah, and we see Harry going for the same build with the Wit's End. The siege continues, Skimmy. Lots of damage coming out on the side of Ground Zero. Might need to hit up the fountain. The next wave is pretty far away, so they should be okay. But yeah, like I was saying, the Wit's End makes a lot more sense in this game, Skimmy, just because of how far behind Limus is, right? So the Magic Resist has good value, and the Tenacity for the Renata ult, for the Renata slow, the Maokai slow. I'm not even sure if the Tenacity affects Frozen Heart passive, but it might. But we do see the double Frozen Heart, Skimmy, so Shermfire happy to die, happy to let Tien continue with the aura, like we discussed, and yeah, the stage continues.
And it certainly does. And I think really, if they weren't strong enough already, I feel like that 2-item breakpoint for a lot of these champions is a little bit of a hurdle too far to try and overcome, right? So, Shojin now for Biopen, but that increases his DPS tenfold. If he gets stunned up against the wall, receives a bit of damage from Limus or above, he's healing, he's doing whatever he can, but it's not enough to survive. 5 members converging on the Aatrox, he will be shut down.
Yeah, he's very strong, Skimmy, but he's got no resist, especially no magic resist against this Corki. So those rockets, they pack a punch when it comes to the Aatrox, and that's a really good kill from Ground Zero because it sort of stops the tempo of the base. You saw for the past 2 minutes, they've just been hugging, you know, hugging their inhibs. They're just sitting in the base, they're not farming jungle camps, they're not able to get any wards down. But now this relieves a lot of the pressure, this chokehold that Team Bliss had over Ground Zero has loosened.
Does. And it keeps us guessing. Yes, this looks like a foregone conclusion. It looks like a done deal. It looks like Blizz have taken command of this one. They snowballed. They're going to win. But Ground Zero continue to impress. They're saying, look, there are moments in this game, and it once again all falls upon Kislei's shoulders. I have to say, I mean, still, you're looking at Limus sorely lagging behind. He needs time, but time is just not easy to find, right? 1.5 items down. But it is all about Kisley having picked up that shutdown, having got the item spikes to try and match and actually eclipse it of Hayri. Can he be the difference maker?
I think he absolutely can, Skimmy, and very close to his 4th item. Might be the first champion in this game to hit 4 items. Even though Bliss have an 8,000 gold lead, Corki might just be the strongest person on Summoner's Rift. And I guess the positive for Limus is, yes, he's very far behind. Yes, he only has 2 items, but when Team Bliss see this, they're not building any armor, right? There's no armor items. There's just the 1 Tabbies and the Zhonya's on Diana, but everybody else has got Withstand, they're itemized in magic resist. So even though Limus is behind, he still does a decent amount of damage into this type of itemization. Yeah,
once upon a time, say Season 10 for instance, 2-item spike, that Moonlight Vigil would have won the 5, wouldn't it? Yeah. So he really wishes he's gone back a few seasons. Kraken Slay wasn't a thing anymore, and he's sort of hit his true potential despite being 0-2.
Yeah, I think the biggest question here, Skimmy, is what do you do about this Dragon as Ground Zero? They don't have any control of the bot side of the map. They've just been playing to prevent the Baron from being taken, so they might just have to surrender the soul. Not the worst soul to give up. I'd say one of the lower value souls, right? It's the Mountain, it's the Infernal, it's the Hex deck that you're really worried about. But unfortunately for Ground Zero, you know, this means that the Elder is coming in 5 minutes, and that's not something you can give up for free.
No, that certainly is one you have to go and contest and try and find any way, really, outside of your base to look to try and attend, because, yeah, by the time you're hitting Elder, that's all she wrote. With a comp built to do one thing, and that is wombo combo one-shot, that would be a step too far. Why not? Full step engage away, just at a range of the ultimate out of the Maokai, so Schoenfire unable to find what he's after. Good flash from the Ash shot. Yeah. Well, Corki would have been dead.
Yeah, no Mikhails from Renata just yet, so that's a hefty cooldown gone. 5-minute flash, or perhaps 4 minutes with inspiration, but the Ash ult's going to be come back up in a minute, and we'll see Violet fishing for Corki Ash ults again.
It's good pressure all the time, right? You're keeping them interested in the mid lane, saying, look, we're 4v5, make a play happen. Bio, meanwhile, is continuing their good work in that bot lane, having exposed it only 5 minutes prior, saying there is a naked inhibitor now. If we continue to put pressure into top and bot waves, Baron isn't going to be that easy 50-50 like it was in game 1, right? It's going to be a case of if you do go for this Baron dance with us, you will lose something in the process, which is always the best makings of a checkmate.
Yeah, almost full build for Corki. We missed it, but the 4th item is done. In fact, he's even got a blasting one on top of it. We've got the package coming out, so it looks like Ground Zero want to make something happen on this timer. One thing you have to think about as well is the Aatrox Sterix gauge coming out, making him considerably more tanky. I don't think they're going to be able to get any easy pickoffs like they did last time, but yeah, Team Bliss a little bit cautious of this package, surrendering control of the Baron Pit. We'll see what Ground Zero decide to go from here. Pretty
good timing, as you highlight, right, with those item advantages. Sterix for Bio, as well as Violet now just picking up the Lord Dominic's. So they've got the resistances from the soul, but then the shred from the itemization too. should be as tanky as they need to be right now as they all converge on the mid lane and say, this is where we do the battle, this is where we find the angle to run you down, because Violet is still ever so strong. He acts like a tank. He is the front line. He'll give himself vision with the Hawk shot and say, yeah, you better back away. Yeah, you better let me 1v5.
This package is timing out soon, Skimmy, so Ground Zero feel pressure to make something happen, but it's the flashes being all available on Team Bliss members. The package, he doesn't use it, times out!
It doesn't get used, he gets polymorphed, he gets caught out of position, that's a disaster, Fido! There is the wombo, and that is the combo, but yet to find the kills. Harry is low, and One-Up continues to pursue them. There is the Crescent, and there is the double for Violet. He is just so strong. He's hit double digits, there's the triple. Man is staring down a Penta, but Wino interrupts the party, says you can settle for a quad. There's the ace. Let's end this game.
Yeah, Skimmy and Champ Select, we said that there wasn't a dedicated tank for Team Bliss. We didn't know who was going to be doing the frontline duties. It's not natural for Diana or Yasuo to do it. So Violet said, I'll be the tank. This Lulu shield makes me a god. And he just walks up forward, starts hitting you, and seemingly there's no response.
What an entertaining series either way. Both going the distance for 30 minutes with similar comps, but an absolute shake-up here in Game 2.